Hey there, Becca here from Inside the Square. In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of creating a new blog in Squarespace 7.1. I'm going to walk you through how to add the blog to your website, your different layout options, your blog settings menu, and then we're going to check out your post settings menu so you can see the differences. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Here we are in my demo site. I'm going to navigate to my pages section right here, and then we're going to click one of these plus signs to create a blog in our Squarespace website. Now, what's the difference? Clicking this plus sign is going to put that blog in our main navigation, so it'll be in our main menu right here at the very top. If you're working on a blog behind the scenes and you're not quite ready to show it to all of your website visitors, then you can click this plus sign. That'll create it in the not linked section of your website. So you can create your blog, make a bunch of changes, and no one's going to be able to see it from the main navigation. So I'll go ahead and select this plus sign and we'll click blog right here. Now this is one of the coolest parts about Squarespace 7.1. We have all of these pre-made layouts on the right-hand side, but I want to let you in on a little secret. It doesn't matter which one you start with. You can always change it after you've selected one. So let's go ahead and select this first one, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. It's creating the blog for us, and you'll see that preview is now live right here in the not linked section of our website. I'm going to go ahead and select edit on the top left-hand side of our site preview, and I'll show you how we can change the layout. You'll notice this new edit icon over here on the top right-hand side once I'm in edit mode. If I select that, we can choose any style of layout that we'd like. We've got basic grid blogs, masonry blogs, side-by-side, single column, which is what we were just at, all kinds of different options. Each one of these layouts has a lot of individual settings that you can change, like the number of columns or the spacing, how the image is displayed, how the text is displayed, tons of options. I really want to encourage you to play around with that. So let me show you one more time. We'll go ahead and select done. We're here on that particular blog. I'm going to select edit on the top left-hand side of my website preview. That's going to open up the site editor, and then clicking this edit button allows me to change up the layout and change any of the settings inside that layout. Let's say you don't want the excerpt to show up, you can toggle that over to hide, or you want to align the text to the right instead of center. All kinds of different options for the text and the image. So definitely explore that menu. I'm going to go ahead and select save, and we'll keep going through our list of things to do. The next thing I want to show you are the actual settings for your blog itself. If I click this gear icon right here next to the word blog on my pages menu, that's going to open up my blog settings. This is where we can change the title of our blog, which is what's going to show up right here on the top of our browser. We can also change the navigation title. This is what it's going to say when we move it up to our main menu. After that, we have our URL slug. So if you want to send someone to yourwebsite.com/blog, this is where you would type the word blog. Then you can also enable or disable the page. If you've got a lot of work to do and you don't want anyone to see this blog until you're ready, go ahead and toggle that off, and you can work on it behind the scenes and no one's going to navigate to it. You can also have a password protected blog if you'd like. You can select the number of posts that are visible on this page, and last but not least, on this general tab, you can set it as a home page. So if you want your blog to be the first thing that people see when they go to yourwebsite.com or .co or whatever, set it as your home page right here. Now on your blog settings, we also have the SEO tab. This is where you can specify the title or the description that's going to be used for search engine optimization. You can also hide this from search results. Hide category pages, tag pages, or your entire blog itself. If you don't want Google to find it, this is where you would toggle that on to make sure that it's not visible. Now over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to click down to social image. This is where we can add a unique image that will be shared on social media when someone shares a link to your blog. A great example would be a Facebook feed. If someone posts a link to your blog on Facebook, this is where Facebook would find the image that it's going to display for your website. So if you want to use something specific for your blog, you upload it right here. Now on the left-hand side, I'm clicking on the option for feeds. If you're running a podcast, this is where you set up your blog to feed Apple News, Apple Podcasts, any type of podcast service here that integrates with Squarespace. You set that up in your blog settings menu under the Feeds tab. And then last but not least, we have Advanced. This is where you can manage your categories, your tags, and if you like to play around with custom code like I do, this is where you add your page header code injection for adding a unique code to style just that individual blog on your site or individual blog posts within this particular blog. This is where you can add your page header code injection. If that's way over your head, don't worry about it. This isn't a code tutorial. This is just a settings tutorial. I'll go ahead and select save, and I'll show you how I got to that menu one more time, okay? So here on our main pages menu, I can select this gear icon and that can open this up for us. Or here's a cool trick. If you're already in edit mode, that gear icon is going to be over here on the right-hand side. Select that icon and you'll be taken to the same menu to change the title, what it shows up in the menu as, what its URL is, all kinds of those options. You've got your SEO title and description here, adding a custom social image for your blog, linking it to a podcast feed, managing your categories and tags, or adding custom code through page header code injection right there. Awesome. All right, we've got one more menu I'd like to show you, and that's the settings for your individual blog posts. All of those settings are for the whole blog itself, but you can actually change settings on individual posts. So let's go ahead and click in here and check out all of your options. Now here I have a list of all of the blog posts. You'll notice I've got some tabs for seeing all of them, drafts, review, scheduled, definitely a lot of options there. We'll just click into one right away and we'll see here, now we have our individual blog post. If I select edit, this is where I can edit the content of the post. I can add more text, I can click that droplet and add an image or a map or a product, all kinds of different options there. But you'll notice I can't really do anything with the date or with the actual written by right there or this author bio on the bottom. I don't have any of those options. That's because I have to click this icon right here. This opens up my blog settings so I can change the width, the text alignment, whether or not I show that date or that author name. If I don't want that bio, toggle it off right there and check it out, it's gone. You've got all kinds of options. I'll go ahead and select save and we'll navigate there one more time together. I'm in the individual blog post itself. I can see the content of my blog post. If I select edit and then I click this little icon right here, this is where I can make those changes. The content width, the text alignment, definitely explore all of your options in that menu. Now there's one other blog post settings menu that we have to check out together. I'm going to navigate there on the top right hand side by clicking this gear icon. We've got a lot of stuff to unpack here, so bear with me. So here we have the status right off the bat. This is whether or not it's published. If it's scheduled, like let's say you want to write a bunch of blog posts that are released one at a time, this is where you can set the date and time to publish a specific post. You can also select it as draft if you're not quite ready to show it to the world. I'm going to navigate back here and we'll see we have tags and categories. If you want to add unique tags for a blog post, you add them there. That's great for adding keywords and search engine optimization. And we also have categories, which is great for organizing your content for your viewers. You can also toggle comments on or off. If you want people to comment on your blog post, the individual post, click that option right there. Or you can toggle it off and leave the post comment free. We also have options on the left-hand side. This is where you can add a unique thumbnail that's going to show up on the blog itself. So again, we're in the individual blog post. On that main view where we explored those different layouts for your actual blog, this is the thumbnail that's shown on that main blog. You can edit that on the individual post settings menu. We can also add a URL if we want right here. Let's say your blog is at yourwebsite.com/blog/post title. That's where you would add the word post title. You can also select a different author if you have a few people working on the blog, add a source URL, which can be displayed below a post, and you can add an excerpt here. This is also shown on the blog layout that we checked out when we first started this video here, that list of all of the blog posts. This is where you would edit the excerpt that shows up for this individual post. Alrighty, after that we have the SEO options, adding a title or description for the individual blog post, and then your social share image. Remember how we could set that image for the entire blog? Well, you can set a unique image for an individual post right here in the blog post settings menu. How cool is that? Then after that, we have the share option. If you want to email this to someone or have it automatically post to social media as soon as it's published. You've got a lot of cool options here. Then we have location, which can be really helpful for some business styles. I'm an online business, so I don't use this very often, but it's here if you want to play around with that. So go ahead and select save and we'll call that done. I'd like to show you one more time how we got there. We'll select done. Now you can select edit on the top left-hand side and then grab this gear icon over here on the right-hand side. And this is where you can change the status, whether it's published or draft, add tags and categories, turn comments on or off. Under your options, you can change the thumbnail, the URL, the author, add a source, change the excerpt, Underneath that, we have the SEO title and SEO description for search engine optimization. Your social share image, the image that Facebook, for example, will pull when you share this link on whatever social media platform you're on. And then we have the share option to share this blog post as an email or have it post to social media as soon as it's live. And then location, if you are not an online business like I am, you can add a location here to the individual post setting. I'll go ahead and select close and done. I'd like to show you a different option here. You'll see on this individual blog post, we have the word edit on the top right-hand side. If I click on that, it's going to take me into edit mode right away. So exact same place that the other one was. We've got edit right here or edit up there on the left-hand side of the site preview. Now, I'd like to reiterate this one more time because I know I walk through things really quickly. There is a big difference between your blog and those individual blog posts. Here we are on the blog. We're seeing the thumbnail. We're seeing the title. If I select edit right here and click on this icon, we can add things like showing the excerpt for the individual blog post, adding a read more link, all kinds of options like that. That is all on the blog level. If we click into the blog, we have our individual posts. This is where I would change that thumbnail image. This is where I add the content itself. I'm going to click on this blog post and we'll go ahead and select edit and hop into edit mode. This is where I add the content of the blog. If I click on this right-hand icon right there, if I click on this icon right here, I can change up things like categories, showing the date, how things are actually displayed on this page. The content, I can just type right here into the blog post. And if I select this gear icon, this is where I change things like the tags, the categories, turning the comments on or off. That thumbnail image, that's right there under options. So a lot of different things there to explore. Just remember the big difference. You've got your blog post and your actual blog, okay? I'll select done and we'll navigate out of there. So that's it for this super quick walkthrough about creating a blog in Squarespace 7.1. I know there was a lot of content that we went over in this one and rather quickly, so feel free to rewind it and start over again. Now, I also want to mention, if you're watching this on YouTube, get excited. This is just one training video in my video series about the new interface called Squarespace 7.1. My entire video training series is free and it's available at insidethesquare.co/training. So head on over there to check out the other videos in this series so you can learn all kinds of cool things about Squarespace 7.1. Thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have fun with your Squarespace website. Bye for now.